Wrong species. Right. Roth. Deathworlders answer alien SOS. The message wasn't meant for us. Every race in the galaxy heard the Valari distress call echoing through the relay network. To any who can hear us, our colony is under siege. Civilian casualties are total. Please, anyone. And the galaxy did what it always does. It listened, pitted, and did nothing. The Valari had enemies. Interfering meant risk. So, the great empires closed their channels, offered condolences, and moved on. But the signal reached Earth. And that changed everything. 1. The call. Captain Mara Holt stood on the bridge of the UNS Deliverance, watching the grainy distress feed loop again and again. Smoke, fire, shadows moving across the Valari cityscape. A mother clutching a child. A voice cracking with static. Her first officer, Commander Ruiz, looked uneasy. You know the Valari were the ones who got us labeled Deathworlders. They warned the Council we were too dangerous to join. I know, Holt said quietly. They feared us. So why answer their call? She turned from the screen, eyes cold and certain. Because we're human. We answer calls for help. 2. Descent. The Deliverance dropped out of FTL into a battlefield. Valari defense satellites burned in orbit. A dozen ships, marked with the black crest of the Karth Dominion, were bombarding the surface. Targeting data? Holt barked. Locked. Then opened fire. The Deliverance's railguns screamed. Tungsten slugs ripped through the first Karth destroyer, venting molten plasma into the void. The rest of the fleet turned toward the human ship in disbelief. Human vessel, disengage, came a guttural voice over comms. This system is claimed by the Dominion. Holt smiled faintly. Claim this, she muttered, and unleashed another barrage. By the time the Karth realized what they were facing, 3 of their ships were gone. 3. The ground war. The Valari survivors stared in shock as the human dropships descended. The sky burned with re-entry trails, and out of the smoke marched figures in matte black armor, visors glowing with blue HUD light. At their head walked Sergeant Leanne Voss, broad, scarred, and calm as a glacier. A Valari officer approached, trembling. You came. We didn't think anyone would. Voss nodded once. We heard your call. The Valari's crest quivered. We didn't send it to you. Voss just smiled. Lucky for you, we don't wait for invitations. 4. Deathworlders. The Karth landed soon after, massive reptilian soldiers in dark exosuits. They outnumbered the humans 5-1. The humans didn't care. Valari soldiers had never seen anything like them. They moved through gunfire as if born to it, using the terrain, predicting enemy movements, laughing as explosions tore the ground apart. One Valari private hid behind cover, hyperventilating. How are they not afraid? Voss crouched beside her, reloading. Fear keeps you alive, he said, smiling grimly. But panic kills you. We just learned to aim with it. He stood, fired a grenade launcher, and blew apart a Karth walker in a single, perfect shot. 5. The cost. By nightfall, the humans had driven the Karth back to their landing zones. But the cost was heavy, 28 human soldiers dead. To the Valari, that number was staggering. To humans, it was acceptable. Survivable. Captain Holt stood at the command post, her hands trembling as she stared at the casualty list. Ruiz touched her shoulder. You saved thousands, Captain. I lost 28. He hesitated. That's restraint, for us. Holt's jaw tightened. Restraint doesn't make it easier. 6. The Valari Council. When the Council of Valari received news of their salvation, they didn't rejoice. They panicked. Humans intervened, cried Elder Sale. The Deathworlders. They'll destabilize everything. They already stabilized your planet, Holt said as her holographic projection flickered into their chamber. You violated Council territory. You violated basic decency, she replied coldly. Your people begged for help. We answered. Elder Sale's crest flattened. You're unpredictable, violent, efficient, Holt interrupted. And next time someone cries for help, you'd better pray it's us who hears them, and not the ones who don't care. 7. The return. The Karth returned 2 weeks later. Not a raiding party, an armada. Their commander transmitted one message across every frequency. The humans will kneel, or the Valari will burn. Captain Holt stood on the Deliverance's bridge, calm as the stars. Lieutenant, play them something. Moments later, a song drifted through the Karth comms, a haunting human hymn, slow and solemn. What is that? Ruiz whispered. An old Earth song, Holt said. We used to sing it for the dead. But it's also for the living, to remind them what happens when we stop being merciful. 8. The Wrath of Earth. The Karth attacked first. The Deliverance vanished behind its stealth shroud and reappeared inside their formation. Human torpedoes detonated with surgical precision, ripping open ship after ship. Karth soldiers who made landfall found themselves ambushed by silent figures in thermal cloaks, eyes glinting like predators. The humans didn't fight for glory, or conquest, or vengeance. They fought because someone had to. When the Karth flagship exploded, its shockwave illuminated the ruins below like a sunrise. The Valari watched from the ground as the human fleet hung in orbit, black silhouettes against a burning sky. 9. The message. The Karth survivors transmitted one final message before retreating into the void. The humans are not conquerors. They are extinction wrapped in mercy. The galaxy heard it. And for the first time in centuries, the empires trembled not because of the human strength, but because of their choice to use it. Holt's message to the Council was short. You called us Deathworlders. Maybe you're right. But we bring death only to those who deserve it. 10. The legacy. Weeks later, the Valari erected a monument. At its base were the names of the 28 humans who'd died defending them. Above it, a plaque inscribed in both languages read, Wrong species. Right wrath. They came when no one else did. Valari children began wearing small Earth emblems on their tunics, symbols of the predators who'd saved them. And when others mocked them for it, the Valari only smiled and said, Mock all you like. When the dark comes, it's the Deathworlders who bring the light. 11. Epilogue. Captain Holt stood once more on the bridge, staring at the stars. Command says we scared half the galaxy, Ruiz said. Good, she murmured. Maybe next time, they'll listen. Think the Valari will call us again? Holt smiled faintly. They won't need to. Ruiz frowned. Why's that? Because now, she said, watching the stars shimmer like the eyes of some old, sleeping beast. They know who'll answer.